Low vitamin D affects everything in your body from sleep, recovery, metabolism, hormones, mood, and depression. And it's important to note that it's considered a hormone. Its active form, which is called calcitriol, acts as a hormone by circulating in the bloodstream, and it has an effect on so many different things that we'll talk about in a second.
Doctor said you got PCOS. Now go on, girl, just lose some weight. Till I took the symptoms into my own hands and reversed them naturally. So I became a dietitian and helped my sisters feel the best they've ever felt. Take a step in my direction if you wanna prove them wrong and take control of yourself. Join a sister and a
Welcome, everyone, to another episode
yada.
of A Sister and Her Mister.
You know, yesterday, I almost cried at my own creation. I got emotional. I'm not going to lie. I really got emotional.
You really did. It was
not really crying, but I got emotional.
Yesterday, we were out in the garden. I was doing my ceramic plates, which I will show you the finished product on Instagram stories. And Sirak was picking the
shishito
peppers.
That's right. The peppers that we all know and love from our local restaurants.
Yeah, they're like all over the restaurants in LA. They were all over Spain. It was just such a vibe to like get shishito peppers and pan con tomate, and just like snack on it. So we had a moment. Sirak picked it, and then we looked up a recipe on Google or whatever it was.
YouTube, yeah.
YouTube. We had the garlic from the garden.
It's so easy to make.
Chopped it up.
For anyone too, like if you want to just make it at home, you can just go to the grocery store and buy shishito peppers. Mm-hmm. Of course, making it at home is just like a whole different thing. But like it's really easy to make. You just get a pan, heat it up, put avocado oil, throw the peppers in there, let them, burn a little bit on each side. 4 minutes total. Yeah. And then you just throw in the garlic, like minced garlic.
After the 4 minutes.
Yeah. And then you throw in this sesame oil, and then at the end some sesame seeds. Boom, bada bing! It was so delicious. I almost cried.
It was crispy, the garlic and the sesame seeds, crunchy. It was none of them were like spicy, blow up your mouth. Like it was perfect. Turned out perfect.
So, for anyone in the garden, it's not too late. I feel like you can still go to the nursery and find shishito peppers and grow it yourself. You'll still get a couple of batches. Or just go to grocery store. It's honestly so worth it.
So worth it, sisters.
I'm amazed at my skills. I never toot my own horn, but I'm tooting it today.
Toot it. Toot. It's like one of the top things that we've ever grown. You've ever grown.
There was a collective effort.
Was it?
Yeah. Today we talk about vitamin D, speaking of the garden.
Yes. Today we talk about vitamin D for PCOS. It's actually a hormone, not a vitamin. And we're going to talk all about how that works in
Isn't
just
that interesting?
a second. Yeah.
It's a hormone, not a vitamin.
I know. It's like...
What does that even mean?
I'll tell you right now. We're going to get into it. But I mean, it's so important. It's not just the whatever vitamin C. Like not that vitamin C is not important, but it is very important.
It's the most critical.
So many PCOS women are deficient. So...
Yeah.
Before we get into it, let's talk about some amazing things happening in the sisterhood.
Some motivational Monday wins.
Yes. We have a message from Natalie Arellano. She says, "Hello, sisters. Just wanted to give a shout out to our sister queen, Tallene, for blessing me with being one of the winners for last month's July Smoothie Challenge." I'm just going to throw in that Sirak is the one who comes up with the giveaway winners and the prizes that they win. So
I just thought of an idea and we all agreed on it. That's all.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't realize it's like you behind the scenes.
Well, I have great ideas for all the sisters.
She won a Ninja blender. She says it's been amazing. All caps. It has truly allowed me to experiment more with different flavors for smoothies and make all the wonderful recipes in the Sisterhood app. I also really wanted to share a creation I've made that's really helped me with my sweet tooth. It's a PCOS friendly version of chocolate abuelita, Mexican chocolate smoothie. So it's banana, ice, almond milk, protein powder, collagen, cocoa powder, chia seeds, cinnamon, maca powder, and of course, Ovasitol.
With some cacao nibs as option.
Yes.
That's so cool.
So cool. I'm so happy she won.
Yeah. And for those that don't know too, we had a smoothie challenge last month in the Sisterhood, and the winners 4 total winners got a Ninja blender for participating. And this month we have a self-care challenge where you do 1 out of 15 things. Basically, we have a list of 15 things you can do for self-care. And you do 1 a day, post online on the community, and you're part of the giveaway. That's all you have to do.
So exciting. We put together an amazing giveaway box for whoever wins. Or multiple people.
Personalized goodie box, one might say. Cool. Our next motivational win is from Danielle. She says, I've been traveling a lot lately for school, and the only way I can keep gluten-free and dairy-free is by meal prepping. I'm so proud of myself that I've been able to keep to it for the past couple of weeks. Here are some of my creations along with some recipes from the app. I thought I would share. It's been a big hurdle to keep my diet clean, 1 step at a time, 1 day at a time. Look at these meals. There's like 5 pictures, all containing
different meals
and in their own containers, like perfectly organized with like the portions and everything.
That's awesome. Good for you. Takes really a lot of effort.
Something I really like want to do one day is meal prep.
When our kitchen is remodeled, you mark my words, Sirak, we are going to meal prep together. It's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited.
We'll see.
Wow, I've never been so excited for something in my whole life. Okay.
We'll see if we can get it done first.
Sirak.
You know, it feels like they're years away.
Don't be so... Just enjoy the process.
Okay.
We're dragging the sisters with us. All right. So shall we get into it?
Yes.
Vitamin D. So vitamin D is so important. However, so many of us are deficient in vitamin D. A study done by the National Library of Medicine shows that the prevalence of vitamin D deficiency in PCOS women, guess how much it is?
Is it 67 to 85%?
It is. That's
how did I know?
So much. That's
I know,
everyone.
that's a majority.
Why don't we just say 100?
Yeah.
Like, that is a lot.
Essentially, majority are having a vitamin D deficiency. That has to correlate with something.
It's so, and sometimes with PCOS, like doctors don't get the labs done, don't check for these things, but it's so important. You have to have your vitamin D checked. It is fundamental. It's associated with metabolic syndrome. And that has to do with belly fat, weight gain in the midsection.
Yeah.
It's also for PCOS symptoms, it can contribute to insulin resistance, ovulatory issues like not being able to ovulate, irregular periods, infertility, hyperandrogenism, obesity. You have more of a risk of cardiovascular disease. I mean, the list goes on.
So there is a lot of correlation with low vitamin D and PCOS symptoms. And like, I think for anyone, even if you don't have PCOS, you should be taking vitamin D. And if you do have PCOS, it's just more of a reason to take it because it can affect so many of your body systems.
I did my grad school thesis on vitamin D and PCOS, you guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I totally forgot. Now I just remembered.
I think we shared, we were going to share this one time where we talked about it. Yeah.
But I'm not going to go dig that up right now. We're going to do a podcast episode on it. But I just want you to know this has been a thing for years. And that was like 8 years ago when I wrote that. It was so long. I just kept blabbering about vitamin D. I don't even know. And then I had to present it to the class. Yeah, I stood there. I read it with as much gusto as I could so I wouldn't put people to sleep about vitamin D and PCOS.
I would have loved to listen to that. I'm so into vitamins and supplements. Like, if anybody was to talk about any supplement, I would listen.
I wish I recorded it. Could you imagine the content I could have created?
So many things that we all could have recorded time when we were younger.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
But we're going to talk about why PCOS women struggle with having low, or why they have low vitamin D, what vitamin D actually is. We're going to talk about how it's processed in your body and how to get vitamin D from food besides just supplements. And basically how your body indicates that you're getting enough vitamin D. A lot more information, honestly. It's going to be a great episode. So if you ever want to learn everything about vitamin D and PCOS, this is going to be it.
This is it.
And on that note, Ty, I should tell you I'm about to drop some surprising news.
What?
I manipulated your water.
No, you didn't.
I added vitamin D to your water for this episode.
Stop it. Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Okay, Sirak has bought liquid vitamin D drops.
Yeah, because here's the thing, like, we have our multivitamin, which you take, and every multivitamin, like, I take a multivitamin for men, and they only have 2,000 IU of vitamin D. So we get like an additional vitamin D because they recommend to get about like 4,000, 5,000 for most people. You know, majority of people like need more than 2,000 IU, but multivitamins, they don't come with more than 2,000 because not everyone needs it. So
Yeah. So then we take the supplement like for extra vitamin D. And I did see in my blood test, I was on the lower end. So we take the supplement and Sirak got the droplet one.
yeah, liquid.
Liquid, because that is more easily absorbed into your body. He drops it on his tongue and he makes me open my mouth and he drops it on my tongue too.
Yeah.
And it is the funniest thing. You have to like stick out your tongue and he's like cracking up the whole time.
Because it's like a lot of drops to get the necessary
Yeah, it's like
amount.
8 drops.
Yeah.
So it's like 1, 2, 3. Doesn't taste like anything.
And you can mix it into your water, it says. Like and this one is by Thorne. No affiliation whatsoever, but it's Thorne. They're like lab grade, love their supplements. But anyway, yeah, so I'm putting it into your water.
How dare you?
Because
Have you been doing that for like days?
No, not at all. Your Stanley Cup was in the bedroom and we were about to record, so I was like, let me just put some drops in her
Aw.
thing. And I was like, I'll say it on the I did it for the podcast too, really. I mean, it wasn't for
You should do it more often.
Huh?
You should just always do it. Every day.
This is the second time I've quote unquote drug tolerant.
Oh my gosh.
The
What was the first time?
first time was a CBD.
Oh yeah.
That one time I kind of wanted you to just sleep a little bit earlier so I could play video games.
He gave me so much CBD that I passed out on the couch.
Well, you wanted CBD, but I just gave you a strong dosage.
Yeah. You gave me like double what I wanted.
Maybe.
Which was fine. I had a beautiful deep slumber, lots of REM sleep.
It was
no big
nighttime.
deal.
Yeah, just like, you know what? She wants to sleep. Let me give her some sleep time. And I'll have more time for video games.
And then he played video games all night with me passed out on the couch. Oh, Sirak.
Okay. All right. So let's start this whole episode.
Why do we struggle with so much with low vitamin D?
Now, it's really interesting because humans are, this is like really like we dove into the science and research of all this stuff, but humans are obviously meant to live in warm climates. Humans thousands of years ago lived outside because we would have never survived as a species in cold places. But now many people live in colder climates. If you're not getting enough sunny days and maintaining a tan all year round, your vitamin D is probably low. If you think about it that way, we would always, and animals do this now, we would always migrate to warmer areas. And now that we don't do that as much, we're not getting the same sun as we were back then. Our bodies are not accustomed to that.
That's so interesting.
Plus we're not outside all the time.
We're
you know?
literally sitting in our office.
Yeah, that's another thing. We're in our office, we're working inside, we're going to school. Literally everything that's done in this day and age is done inside of a building with computers. Unless, you know, you're doing more like physical work.
Yeah. And as we age, our liver and kidneys aren't able to process the UVB rays or vitamin D containing food as well. So as we get older, and it shows that like older people have vitamin D deficiency as well.
Yeah. A lot of people also have this gene where they're not able to convert what they eat, like the food, to actually vitamin D that the body can use.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a big problem for a lot of people, which is why another reason that people are low in vitamin D and should take an extra supplementation.
That's super interesting. So if you're overweight with PCOS, you'll also have a much harder time absorbing vitamin D from sunlight. Fat is actually a powerful inhibitor of vitamin D absorption. So in any case, get your vitamin D levels checked. And, you know, try to figure out if you're struggling with low vitamin D, because anyone with an autoimmune condition like PCOS can't use vitamin D3 at the same rate as other people. Our body doesn't have that ability to use vitamin D3 as well. So it may be inhibited, hence why our supplements have been designed to fill in those nutrient gaps that women with PCOS struggle with, especially our multivitamin with the 2,000 IUs of vitamin D that are in there, solid, good to go.
Yeah, and we'll talk about which specific vitamin D you want to, as we'll get to that point of the podcast. So you can always get your vitamin D anywhere you want.
Yeah. What if you had an app for PCOS that could tell you what to eat, when to work out, and how to track your goals every day?
Introducing the Sisterhood app. Not only does the Sisterhood app give you access to the largest community of women with PCOS, but it also provides you with a daily PCOS plan.
Your daily PCOS plan tells you exactly what to eat for each meal of the day. It's like having me as a dietitian in your pocket. It also sends you a notification when it's time to work out, and it provides step-by-step videos to help you reverse your biggest PCOS symptoms.
You also get access to 100 plus gluten and dairy-free recipes, the 5 Steps to PCOS Weight Loss Masterclass, and a full PCOS-friendly workout library to choose from.
But let's not forget the most crucial component of PCOS weight loss, the support. You're not alone. In the sisterhood, you become part of the largest community of PCOS women where you can chat with us in our private Facebook group. Sirak, myself, and your fellow sisters are in there every day to answer your questions and support you along the way.
So what are you waiting for? You can head over to the App Store and search Sisterhood or click the link in the description to get started today.
See you in there. All right, so what is vitamin D? That is the next question. What is vitamin D?
Well, there are 4 main fat-soluble vitamins. There's vitamin A, D, E, and vitamin K. K as in knife. That's right. Is that confusing? Sorry. So vitamin D is more universal than the others. It makes all the other processes of the body, especially the hormonal ones, much more active.
Yes. Low vitamin D affects everything in your body from sleep, recovery, metabolism, hormones, mood, and depression. And it's important to note that it's considered a hormone, like I said earlier. Its active form, which is called calcitriol, acts as a hormone by circulating in the bloodstream, and it has an effect on so many different things that we'll talk about in a second. We'll talk about that later in this episode, but calcitriol plays a crucial role in maintaining calcium and phosphorus balance, promoting your bones health, and influencing other cellular processes. And with that being said, vitamin D deficiency can lead to hormonal issues like insulin resistance, thyroid dysfunction, and issues with your reproductive hormones.
Yeah. So you want to get your vitamin D levels checked. You'll be surprised, honestly. Even if you take, for the last 5 years, I've taken a multivitamin, and I've consistently taken a vitamin D, maybe not every single day, but consistently taking additional. And even when I get my blood test done, it's either right perfectly in the middle or it's a little bit on the lower end, but still in the range. It's never crazy high where it's wow, I have really high vitamin D. So you'll be surprised where your vitamin D levels are. And of course, best way to do that is getting a lab test done, and you'll know whether you need supplements or additional foods with vitamin D.
Yes, you want your numbers to be between 50 and 70. And when you get your vitamin D levels checked, conventional medicine will tell you around 30 is okay. But really the best level to be at for your body to function properly, your hormones to function properly, is 50 to 70 is that range.
Yeah.
So again, get your lab work done. Let's figure it out.
Mm-hmm. So how is vitamin D processed in your body? It comes from the sun, as we all know. It causes the tan. I get a really nice tan.
He does.
Many people are trying to prevent this because they're worried about skin aging. For example, we wear, sunscreen. We wear certain clothes to cover up because at the end of the day, sun exposure is not good for you either when you have too much. But then sunscreen, sunblock, these have chemicals, and then there's a whole nother, slew of risks you're running into when you use that. But the matter of fact is you don't get enough vitamin D that your body needs as a result of all these different things. Now, if you give your body some time in the sun, we're not talking about roasting yourself, burning yourself, but that's how your body is going to get the vitamin D. That's how it enters your body. Ty, get sciencey for a second.
Let's get sciencey. So when the sun shines on your skin, your body produces vitamin D3. This vitamin starts from a molecule derived from cholesterol. As it travels through your body, it changes into a useful form called calcidiol, which acts as storage when your body needs active vitamin D. It converts that calcidiol into the active form calcitriol, which I mentioned earlier. And this active vitamin D helps keep your bones strong, controls your calcium and phosphorus levels, and supports your immune system. So calcitriol.
Yeah.
So when you want to buy vitamin D, get vitamin D3.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Don't get the D2. D3 is it depends. Sometimes doctors will prescribe D2 for specific circumstances, but for a majority of people, we've seen that D3 is much better absorbable into the body and useful.
Yes.
If you take too much vitamin D3, it can raise your your calcium levels. So you don't want to take like mega doses of vitamin D. Like don't just take 10,000 IUs of vitamin D. It will eventually cause calcification of the arteries and other complications. So yeah, that's when I say like I take 4,000 IU a day or something. That's my own personal circumstance. So like you should definitely check with your doctor. Like we said, get your labs done and see what your doctor or specialist says how much you should take. For me, they've told me 4,000 IU is good for me consistently. Same thing for Italian is about the same amount. If you're really low, sometimes they'll actually prescribe more than that. So
right. You can also get it from food. You can eat mushrooms, oily, fatty fish, like salmon. Sirak hates mushrooms.
I feel like mushrooms smell like a toilet to me. Smell like a toilet, like a public toilet.
Sirak hates grilled portobello mushrooms or like in the oven.
Any mushroom with like moisture in it.
I've never seen him so upset at a dinner table than when his mom has made portobello mushrooms
With cheese on top.
Roasted in the oven.
It sickens me.
I was like,
I like it when they like chop it up and grill it or like reduce it with some wine. That
it could be interesting. Yeah,
that stuff's delicious. But like when it's like big pieces of raw or like oven cooked, oh my god,
the disdain of it all. Okay, so you can get it from mushrooms, oily fatty fish like salmon, but the problem is the number you would get from those foods. It's so little, like the level of vitamin D you would get. And if you're looking to improve your vitamin D, your body needs sunlight, okay? Not just a bunch of mushrooms. But most people, they're not walking around every single day getting a tan, depending on where you live and what the season is. Like, honestly, it doesn't work out for everyone. So, you might just need either a multivitamin with 2,000 IUs of vitamin D or taking vitamin D.
Yeah, I mean, if you can consistently walk, it will consistently boost your vitamin D levels. But yeah, you will need to, at some point.
Yeah.
There's egg yolks. Egg yolks also have vitamin D in them. So if you have eggs in the morning every single day, that helps.
That's true.
But yeah, mushrooms and eggs. Gotta make some omelets every morning with some mushrooms.
So what do you look for on your body to indicate you're getting enough vitamin D? Sirak?
Well, you're gonna look for like a change taking place on the skin, because when in order for that cholesterol precursor to create vitamin D, aka a tan. So like that's gonna be like one of your signs that I'm getting vitamin D, like I'm tanning. Of course, you want to be careful. You don't want to tan too much. For some people, it takes 20 minutes. For others, it may take a little bit more. But, you want to put sunscreen on that's, environmentally friendly. You want to just be careful how much sun you get, because that's ultimately how you're getting enough vitamin D when your skin tells you. But again, be careful. Go at the advisory of your doctor too when it comes to how much sun exposure you should get.
Yeah, exactly.
Because sun, at the end of the day, it ages us, right? In terms of our skin. They didn't care about this like 500 years ago. Or even like 200 years ago, back in Abraham Lincoln's day.
No one cared if they were aging.
Yeah. But now, we all care.
I mean, I love the sun.
Yeah.
Like, I really love to bask in the sun like a turtle on a rock.
You gotta be careful, though. You never know. Like,
I put sunscreen.
It puts you at a higher risk of all these different things. And
I put a hat on. I put on sunscreen.
Yeah. No, I love the sun, too. You get me? I garden. I take my shirt off. I don't put sunscreen on.
Oh my God.
I'm a wild man out there.
So what are we left to do? Like, if we're not going to get in the sun, we're going to take our supplements. Like we said earlier, the best way you can support your PCOS lifestyle is by taking supplements. And the average recommendation for vitamin D3 in the winter months is around 800 IUs a day.
It's so low.
Which is very low.
I don't understand where these do they want people to be sick? Like, honestly, like, I'm so confused.
Most people
by
need
these
2,000 to 4,000. So why are you recommending 800?
That does like almost like they did something, but like I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Do they expect people are eating so much mushrooms?
I mean, people with PCOS tend to have low vitamin D. So I don't think 800 is going to cut it, generally speaking. But that's just me saying that. It's not like I'm looking at an exact study at this very moment. But we know that most of us are deficient. So we're going to need a supplement that's going to do something about it. I'm not sure 400 to 800 IUs is going to do anything about it. All I'm saying.
There's different studies that show you get a lot more from just 3 minutes of sun. But
yeah.
I don't know.
There's two forms of vitamin D, like we mentioned earlier. Vitamin D2 is commonly known as just vitamin D. Like if the bottle just says vitamin D, then it's D2. It's cheaper to produce. It's more widely available. It's from plants like mushrooms. And then vitamin D3 is from animals, fish oil, liver, eggs. And so vitamin D3 is the more effective one. And so that's a better choice for you. Just FY to the I. Again, consult your doctor. Of course, you never know. Maybe you need vitamin D2. But you can't just take a lot. I forgot to mention this earlier. You can't just take handfuls of vitamin D because you're not going to pee it out. Okay. This is a fat soluble vitamin. It stores in your fat. And any other vitamin, like vitamin C, if you have too much, you just pee it out and your pee turns like bright yellow and your body excretes it. But vitamin D will store in your fat. And so that's why we keep saying get your lab work done, see how much you need. What does your doctor recommend? Because you can't just take handfuls willy-nilly.
Exactly. You want to know your level because that's, you may have enough vitamin D, honestly. Like, some people do get enough vitamin D from being outside.
Good for you.
Which is great. Some people get enough from the foods they eat. So it's just really going to depend on your own body. And we just know that a lot of people can be vitamin D deficient and it can lead to more issues. And if you are looking for vitamin D combined with other nutrients and vitamins and other supplements, you already know Metabolism Plus from OvaFit. We got you covered, NSF certified, all third-party tested for accuracy and purity. We got you for supplements if you need it for PCOS. Yes. Ovafit.org.
Well, sisters, with that being said,
what's next, Ryan? What's coming next from the garden? Because I feel like I've really peaked. This is where I should retire.
We have one zucchini. I don't really know what to do with one zucchini.
That's the thing, right? What do you do with the zucchini? One.
Yeah. As we garden, we learn what we love the most. So far, we love sugar snap peas. We love shishito peppers. We love garlic.
Tomatoes.
Love tomatoes. Not so much with like the squashes. I feel like we're not in the right climate to create like abundance of zucchini or like an abundance of spaghetti squash.
We have this spaghetti squash growing. That's not going to be done for a couple of months. I would give us like 4 or 5 squash minimum. So, I mean, that's the thing though. That's with gardening. You do it and then whatever you like that you do more of that the next season. Yeah. So I'm going to have 10 shishito pepper plants next season. I'm not even kidding. Because I think I'm going to get 3 more today. If I have time, I'm going to go to the nursery. I'm going to get 3 more.
I also love herbs. Having an
that's
herb
standard.
garden.
That's like a basic. You have that no matter what.
But I never thought it was as big of a deal as it is because having an abundance of herbs like this, like I never have to go buy it. They're always fresh. There's no pesticides all over it. I can make tea. I don't feel bad when I use it because there's so much left. Whereas when I buy it from the market, it's like 5 sprigs of rosemary, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll use 2. Yeah. Now I'm just like handfuls at a time.
You have it fresh anytime.
Yeah.
It's almost a curse because we have too much of everything. We have so much chives. We're never going to use all these chives. Maybe sisters write in. We can send you some chives.
You know what? I'll make garlic and chives butter. Like whip butter with roasted with garlic. This is a dairy-free show. You're talking about butter. Oh my gosh, wait.
I know it's okay to have sliver of a butter for your meal,
but you spread it on gluten-free bread.
I don't want to hear this. Oh. How about using it on dairy-free cream cheese?
Okay, yeah. Dairy-free cream cheese, chives. And then what you do is you get garlic cloves and you boil them in olive oil with like rosemary and sage and all those herbs. And you get those garlic cloves, they get like soft and smushy. And you whip it with the dairy-free cream cheese. Yeah. Throw in the chives.
Wow.
And spread it on some toast with a garden-grown tomato.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go do that. Thank you, sisters, for joining us on this episode.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. We'll be back next week with another great one. Until then, Talian and her buttered cream cheese shenanigans will be all over the Instagram, so you can watch it all over there.
Talk to you soon.
Take care.
Bye. Hey sisters, just wanted to let you know that all of our podcast episodes have corresponding blog posts that dive deeper into each topic. So head over to PCOSweightloss.org/blog.
Is it slash or is it / blog?
I don't know.
I've always heard one or the other.
It's / or /.
Just in case, you can also go to PCOSweightloss.org.